Well, I don't know why I'm going to try to read this without my glasses to get started. But here we are.
There you
at
go.
The 4 o'clock.
Oh, give it a look. I know you can do it, Dan.
I will. I will. So, we have some exciting things that happened this last hour. Activity picked up a little bit.
Fantastic.
We actually had $2,400 donated this past hour.
Terrific.
All towards our all-weather match with the Finleys.
We must be getting close. There.
We're getting close. We need $1,410. We have a couple of people working on that right now,
Awesome.
and so I feel really good about that one coming up. We had 20 gifts given last hour.
Terrific. That's a great
So
number.
that is a good number. We also have some things to give away. Wendy Wheeler made a $250 donation, and she gets the $25 Jason's Deli gift card.
Good for her.
We had Debbie Houston, who made her $500 donation and got the Old Dutch half-gallon ice cream.
I'm surprised that lasted that long. That's a terrific.
Half-gallon a month for the year. That's great. I'm glad I didn't win that one though. But I don't need that one, but it'll be great. And then Mohammed was here last hour,
Yeah.
and his dad called in and made a nice contribution, and we gave them a $50 Meat Boss gift card. So now we
Fantastic.
give away all those nice cards that
That's
were
great.
donated.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
So we're excited about that. We currently, just for the day, I'd like to say, have raised over $25,000 today.
That's not a bad day's work.
It is not a bad day's work. And for our overall annual campaign that starts at the beginning of our fiscal year, like we talked about in a previous segment, we have $59,566.
Terrific.
So nice little dent in our annual campaign goal.
Absolutely. That's great.
So anyway, we will just see how this next hour unfolds. I know you've got one more guest that you're going to talk to.
Yep. And then and you and I will be back at 5.
We will be back at 5 and
wrap it up. And yep.
We'll hear all the words of wisdom and kind of summarize our day.
Well,
I'll have the final numbers.
Prepare those words of wisdom while I'm talking with our next guest.
Sounds like a plan.
Otherwise, I don't know that there'll be any words of wisdom.
Okay, we'll see you later. Thank you,
Thank
Dr.
you, Diane.
Peyton.
How are you, Peyton?
I am very good, thank you.
So I want to welcome Peyton McElroy, who is a woman of many talents and strengths, multiple roles here in the community, but most importantly for the purpose of this conversation, is the founding president of the St. Luke's Episcopal School Booster Club for the Arts. Now, I don't remember the exact timeline of this, but I seem to recall that it sort of went like, I said to you,
Yes, you did.
hey, wouldn't it be great if we had a booster club for the arts? And you said,
I said, yes, it would be.
and then I said, thanks, because you're going to be the president for the Booster Club for the Arts as we get it started. And then you said,
I said maybe.
no. You said yes, Dr.
I said
P.
yes,
Happy
yes,
to
yes,
do
of
it.
course I would. It would be so much fun. Let's do it.
Right? So, if you reflect on the progress that has been made with our arts program in I think a fairly short period of time, it's really encouraging.
Yeah, thank you.
Where we are right now with the arts is an exciting place. I don't know that even a year ago there was anybody that was really excited about the future of the arts at St. Luke's, and now I think there are a lot of people who are, and for good reason. So talk a little bit, if you would, just about what your experience has been like this year,
Oh my goodness.
heading up this booster club.
I'd be delighted. Thank you so much, Dr. B. Yeah, it's exactly as you said. You came up to me last year and gave us this vision, but we had to run with it and move forward. And I am so excited. I feel, as I said a bunch of times, there was a play that went on. Andrea Ottolino put up a play with the Center Stage Theater, Edgar Allan Poe's radio show. And at the beginning of that play, I got up with my cohort, my Vice President Leanna Ott. Wendy Wheeler has been voted in as our secretary, Arts Booster secretary, and treasurer Jennifer Dominici. And I said to everyone in the audience, look, this is a time of excitement. There's a lot of this positive energy. And I think you're right. I think it's grown a lot. Just partly by raising awareness of all the things we can do on this campus.
Yeah.
There's so much we can do. We've got new arts faculty. We have Deborah Cummings on visual art. We have Joe Setzer developing a choral program. We have Daniel Driscoll, who's run with the band. We're now turning their attention after football season to concert choir, which will be a concert band, which will be in December. And finally, Andrea Ottolino, who's been here a year and a half, but really working on opening and developing this program. There's a lot of positive energy. That's visual, band, choral, theater, and then our students are involved in all of this. Our students are getting the benefits of these things. So I couldn't be more excited. I'd be happy to tell you a little bit more, but I'm thrilled.
Well, you know, among the things that I've seen as well, to see the students who have been part of the band program really feel, or at least it seems to me as though they feel like the band program now matters to people other than them, right? That's exciting for an educator, for someone that is interested in children and young people. It's one thing to say, well, we have this opportunity for them. It's a whole other thing to say, we have this opportunity for them that matters to us, and they know it matters to us because we give it attention. We make resources available. There's been such a positive change in the affect of the students who are involved. And of course, what's fantastic about St. Luke's is that the students who are in the band, in the marching band, let's say, are also students who are involved in other things. And so, you know, for the most part, you don't have these designations of, well, you're a band kid, or no, this season I'm in the band, and, you know, in the spring I'm going to be involved in this, and I'm also involved in this, and somebody who's playing football might be in the band second semester, and there's just a fantastic mix of energy and opportunity for students.
I completely agree. And I'm also, on that point, I'm super excited to coordinate with athletics boosters. They've been really gracious to us, and I think maybe next year we can try to team a little bit differently and coordinate our efforts. I mean, I think there's no downside. There's no downside to expressing your support, either whether it's financially or with time, to really show, as you're saying, Dr. P, that the students, that we show that they matter, their efforts matter. Both in when it's visual art or performing arts or in the sports. I think there's a lot of, I don't know, synergy, cohesion. It really all goes to supporting the students' experience, and it makes me feel really good to be a part of that. So I've loved it. There's a lot more that we're planning on doing, and I can talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, please do. Tell us what you've got sort of coming up.
So excited. Okay, so the faculty members that I mentioned, each we imagine in our mission statement to support those faculty members, both with membership, with the financial contributions that come from our membership, to support those individual faculty members' wish lists of things they'd like to see to get done. So that's exciting to me, and that, of course, goes to the students' experiences. For Ms. Ottolino, she's dreamed of, wished of, this is a wish list, Dr. P, so maybe this won't happen next year, maybe it's a couple years out, but a fly system that lifts up sets so that when in a dramatic scene takes place, you can lift it up on a fly system and put back in a whole other scene setting for the students. So that would be super exciting. And as you know, Ms. Ottolino also, in addition to working with actors, she has her tech crew too. So those students can be involved in all of that. Then with visual art, Mrs. Cummings, in our lobby project, can I talk about the lobby project?
Yeah, please do.
Okay, so we're really excited about this. We'd love to see, and with Dr. P's, energy, and also anyone who's interested, we'd love your feedback. We'd love to see when you come on campus, when anyone comes on campus, to know that students are doing art at the school, whatever that means, whatever that looks like. And one of the ways we imagine that can be expressed is in when a new student or any students or families or grandparents come into that lobby space. When you enter into the theater, that you should see and feel the energy of the students' artwork being expressed. So as part of that, we have this idea. What if we took our lobby that we have and gave it a polish, gave it some refurbishment that's going to cost some dollars? What if we did that in a number of ways? And one way we can do that is for Mrs. Cummings, who does the visual art with students. What if we were able to have a system to represent student art on a rotating basis? A system of hanging, whether it's different media like canvas or paintings or artwork or art installations that required a little bit more. What if we were able to have a rotating student art that hung professionally on the walls and students could really see their artwork in rotation where other peers could see their artwork floating and represented? So that's one idea for our lobby project that would support visual art. But there's other ways in which this can be done too. We'd love to invite anyone who is on campus to be able to come in that space and feel welcomed. Part of the lobby project that we're doing with Arts Boosters, and again, it costs dollars, so we're going to be doing some fundraising in the next few years and throughout this year. But what if you were to come into the lobby space as a space you could sit with gallery-style seating,
Right.
or some sofas, and you could look at the artwork that is hanging on the walls, but also gaze at past performances. If you imagine you're an alum, wouldn't you love to come into that space and find, oh yeah, that was the spring musical we did in the spring of 2021 or 2022.
Right.
Anyway, there's a lot more we could talk about, but I think what excites me is being able to contribute to the future of the school and to this environment that shows students this, yeah, as you said, this matters. Your work matters.
So there's a chicken or egg aspect to this.
Okay, yeah.
That I think if you're an optimist,
Yeah.
you're able to sort of gloss over, right?
Yeah.
But I'm sure there are some who would say, listen, do we really even have enough students who are interested in or talented in the arts to a degree that we can support a project like that, right? And the reality is that I don't think that's how it works, right? I think instead you create that opportunity through that space,
Yeah.
and that's what inspires
Yeah.
students
Yeah.
to develop, to put themselves out there.
Right.
You know, I happen to think that whether it's the visual arts, performing arts especially,
Right.
we have a lot of students who have talent, who have ability, and the only people that see that maybe is themselves, because it's done in private, right? The number of students that we have who probably are quite capable in terms of composition, right? But only their iPad and their GarageBand app know what they do, right? How do we create opportunities for that to become something that gets shared with other people?
Yeah.
And it's only by creating those spaces that we can then say, okay, everybody, here's this space. Now let's bring it to life, right? And when the background music that's playing in that space is all composed by students.
Oh my gosh.
Right?
That'd be amazing. Yeah.
We have kids right now that
That's probably true.
could do it and maybe do it, and the only people that really ever hear that are them.
Right.
So I think that there's a lot more there than people might think.
Yeah, I appreciate that point. I think partly that excites me when you say that, because I think of all the work that faculty members can do to provide those opportunities. I'm thinking, we've talked about in meetings with faculty members and also students, wouldn't it be fun to have just more opportunities for you to explore all this? So, for example, maybe it's already happening to a certain extent, the choral program. And we can see our peers as they get up and perform a piece that no one has heard our chorus before. It's a tiny little chorus right now. Perform, say, something from Mozart, for example. I think that they did a week or so ago at chapel. When your peers see, when other students are seeing their peers doing that, it gets that kind of support and energy and invites the thought that, well, maybe I can do that too. So a little bit more, we'd love to see on campus and support our teachers and our students have more opportunities like that, whether it's more frequent performances or whether it's the band that has religiously showed up at home games, every Friday home game, and gotten out there. It's just fantastic.
So I'll tell you
I get that.
a quick story about the band. I've been enthused about the band and the progress that they've made since the summertime, okay?
Yeah.
But when you go out and see a football game and the band is there on the field, and even when they do their halftime performance, that space is so vast that they kind of get lost, right?
Yeah.
So one day, this was a couple of weeks ago, I was walking down the way, and I happened to walk past the music room, so I ducked in, which I do from time to time. and just sort of took a seat, and I just kind of said, I'm just going to sit here and listen. And so I was right in the middle, and I think Mr. Driscoll sort of said, all right, y'all, since Dr. P's here, why don't we go through what we're going to play? And I sat right in the middle of what they were doing while they went through this song. And when it was over, I said, first of all, y'all do not understand how much better you've gotten as an ensemble.
Oh my goodness.
And number two, we have to find a way for other students to hear this that's not on the football field.
Gotcha.
Because there's so much of this that gets lost out there.
Yes.
And so very quickly, Hillary Garman and the cheerleaders and Mr. Driscoll worked out to include the band in a featured way in the pep rally.
That was so fantastic.
Which was like a week later, right? And
nice point. Yeah.
That was terrific because they sounded different because of the space.
Nice point.
There was a different energy there. There were students that were in the audience that heard the band in a different way.
Right.
And some of those students are going to be a part of the band next year because that seed has now been planted. Imagine if we have a day where we take the band, and we hopefully we can do something like this soon, where we took the band and we took them onto Japonica, and we had all of the students on Japonica in the gym. Look, I can't wait until the day we can have all the students in Japonica in the gym at the same time. So they can hear the band perform live. The future of our band is on that campus right now. And for those students to have a chance, not just to see the band perform in a football game, but to hear them and be up close and to really have that resonate, that's inspirational. It really is. It really is.
And aspirational, to your point about the lower campus and the upper campus. Would love, love, love to see more connection there. And we're hoping as ambassadors, the parents here who are involved in Arts Booster Club, that we can do that we can help allow that to emerge, allow the faculty and the students to make some connections from both campuses. Would be lovely. We've talked about, Andrea Ottolino has been fantastic in coming up with new ideas of how to cross-pollinate all of these artistic experiences, that I could be in 3rd or 4th grade and see what it would be like to be in a tech. I didn't know that they had tech. I'm a 3rd and 4th grader. How would they know? But if they had a tech rehearsal, come down to the lower campus and show them, okay, this is how we're building our sets, or this is a model set that we're going to do for the spring musical, and we're going to show it to you and how it's going to function and operate. How cool would that be?
It'd be
for
great.
The younger children to be able to see all that and what's possible. So Andrea Ottolino's been fantastic about that. Another way in which this supports what you're saying, Dr. B, is that Andrea Ottolino, a theater teacher, has worked with Deborah Cummings, whom she'd known from another theater experiences in our earlier early parts of our life. The two faculty members have coordinated their efforts. So, for example, with Edgar Allan Poe's Afterlife radio show, wonderfully macabre and creepy. The set design was creepy, made by the students. The costume design, I loved how the sound effects were performed by students. And then Mrs. Cummings had her art class specifically focused on phobias, a kind of, again, creepy, macabre subject matter in line drawings of the students' phobias. That kind of synergy and connection, is really lovely, and I'd love to see that on both campuses. And if Arts Boosters can be involved in that, if we can find a way to make connections with lower campus and upper campus cross-generationally, I think that'd be so great. And I'm so looking forward to this. And can I just say I'm so grateful that you asked me to do that a year and a half ago. It's been very
I'm grateful that you said yes.
Very meaningful to me, so thank you for that.
No, well, you've been terrific at this.
Yeah. I wonder if there are a few other things that we need to talk about.
I don't know, do you think?
What they are. Well, okay, I would take this opportunity, I don't know if it's so good, but to notice that we have different fundraisers that are going to go on for our different arts. And in terms of that connection between lower campus, this is not a reality yet, so it's just an idea, but what if in the summer we offered a multi-arts, whether it's visual and performing, multi-arts camp that will invite your lower school students to work with some of our upper school students, and they would be the teachers.
I think that would be terrific.
I'm volunteering them now. They don't know this yet, but I'm volunteering every high school student who's interested to become the teachers for that.
Listen,
that be okay?
It fits into something that I've actually talked briefly about with Mr. Cummings.
Yeah.
Okay. the idea that this campus, in many ways, is underutilized in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
What sorts of programming could we have on this campus that would take advantage of the physical space, right? Could potentially generate revenue to support programs,
Great.
okay?
Love it.
But that also then gives our students a chance to be engaged in some things, and gives our students a chance to do some things that they might not otherwise get to do. So I think
Yeah.
it fits in completely with that.
Yeah. And on that note, again, volunteering other people for jobs, wouldn't it be fun, Dr. P, if in the spring, again, not a reality, but you two can make this happen. What if we celebrated the arts on campus? Maybe it's a full campus, or maybe it's just upper campus, but what if we celebrated with a gallery walk? What if we let this kid, you're probably thinking, oh no, she's
Nope.
volunteering the spaces.
Good.
What if we allowed our spaces to open up and you went in one classroom and you saw Mrs. Cummings' artwork, but you went in another classroom and you heard Joe Setzer's chorus. Ooh, over here, in a half an hour, we're going to have a performance from the band.
Be awesome.
Okay, so who's
Right.
going to make that happen? I guess it's...
Booster Club for
Okay,
the Arts, that's
Booster
it.
Club. We're going to make it... We're going to make it happen.
No.
It's exciting.
So many great
Dr.
things that
B,
we
it's
can
exciting.
do, and all of these things involve, as a critical component,
Yeah.
right, our students.
Yeah.
You know, in the end, this is why we're
This
here.
is for them.
This is what we're about. So,
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
listen, thank you very much.
You're so welcome.
Um,
It's my pleasure.
for your enthusiasm for this, for
Yeah.
your willingness to be a part of getting this started, which is, the hardest part
Yeah.
is getting it started.
Yeah.
We've made such tremendous strides in a
Yeah.
relatively
Thank you.
short time,
Thank
and I really attribute that to you and the people that
And
you've
our
got
new arts
working with you.
faculty and those students. Anyway, thank you.
You're very
so much.
welcome. So keep up the good work.
Thank you, Dr. B. Bye, everyone.
All right,
Thank
we'll
you.
be back at 5 o'clock. Dan and I will be to wrap things up for the day. Go Wildcats!
Go Wildcats.